The movie begins by showing an old man named Luo, who was 69 years old. He rode his beloved horse, Red, with elegance along the road. But hunger interrupted their journey, and Luo decided to take a break and have a meal. Little did he know that fate had a different plan in store for him. Suddenly, a notorious moneylender named Rice appeared, casting a shadow of impending doom. Luo's heart sank as he realized he didn't have enough money to pay his debt, and Rice wasted no time in ordering his henchmen to take Red away. A surge of determination coursed through Luo's veins, fueling his fiery passion. He couldn't bear to part with Red, and this insult ignited a fierce clash. In the midst of the chaos, as Rice and his accomplices stumbled, Luo seized the chance to escape. Fear gripped his heart as he was relentlessly pursued. Desperate to evade capture, Luo took a daring shortcut through unfamiliar terrain. With every ounce of his strength, he urged Red to keep going, relying on the horse to bear the weight of their getaway. In the shadows, Luo patiently waited, his unwavering resolve shielding him from Rice's grasp. The sun had just risen when Luo was confronted by two lawyers, Xu Hao and Zhu Jun, from the capital company. They had come to seize Red, the horse gifted to Luo by his dear friend Wang. Wang's company owed a significant debt to the capital company, and they intended to take Red as payment. But Luo's love for Red ran deep, and he couldn't bear the thought of losing him. Defying them in a spur-of-the-moment decision, Luo stood his ground, refusing to surrender his beloved companion. The argument grew heated, and just then, Luo's students, Mao and Yingzi, a devoted husband and wife, arrived, ready to drive the lawyers away. Inspired by their teacher's unwavering determination, Mao quickly came up with a plan. He urged Luo to seek help from his daughter, Xiaobao, who had graduated in law. The mere mention of Xiaobao stirred a mix of hope and embarrassment in Luo. Despite their strained relationship and Xiaobao's lingering disappointment, Luo set aside his pride and hurried to his daughter's side, desperately seeking her guidance and support. When Luo finally met his daughter, Bao, he wasted no time in explaining why he had sought her help, to protect Red from falling into the hands of the capital company. However, Bao, still inexperienced in her field, hesitated to assist. She couldn't overlook the 6 years of neglect she had endured from her absent father, so she quickly dismissed him. As Luo left Bao's place, a glimmer of hope emerged through his student David. David offered Luo a substitute role, bringing some relief to the desperate Luo, who longed for financial stability. Surprisingly, despite her deep-seated resentment towards her father, Bao found herself drawn to his presence. She began to understand that, flaws and all, Luo was still her father. But her intentions to reconcile shattered when she witnessed his unwavering dedication to Red's well-being, and she vanished as quickly as she had appeared. During a meal, Bao caught sight of her father and Red, searching for money. It was a poignant moment because while many were eager to capture memories with the majestic horse, no one spared a thought for Luo. Rejected and humiliated, he endured the bitter sting of shame, remaining resilient in the face of adversity. Observing her father's daily struggles, Bao, despite her initial reluctance, felt a surge of compassion. Overwhelmed by sympathy, she approached Luo with newfound determination. She assured him that if he needed legal assistance, she would seek help from her boyfriend, Naihua, who happened to be a lawyer. In the afternoon, Bao introduced her boyfriend to Luo, setting the stage for a crucial conversation. During their exchange, Luo revealed the truth about Red's origins. Contrary to popular belief, Red had not been a gift from Wang. Instead, Wang had settled a debt by surrendering Red. In the early days, Red was weak and had a limp, but with unwavering patience and care, Luo nurtured him, training him until he could walk freely and obediently. However, with Wang's passing a year ago, Luo found himself without a witness to prove that Red belonged to him and not Wang's company. This precarious situation made the capital company's relentless pursuit all the more threatening. The next day, Luo and Red found themselves working as stuntmen for a movie shoot. Unfortunately, Red didn't perform as expected, leading to the director scolding David instead. Overwhelmed by disappointment, David felt compelled to apologize to Luo as he shared the news of his replacement by another performer. Luckily, Bao, who had been watching the scene, took action. She lifted Red's spirits and drove away the replacement who had taken Lu's place. Empowered by Bao's encouragement, David confronted the imposter, insisting they step aside. With renewed determination, Red prepared to perform once more, and Bao urged her father to capture the moment on film. True to Bao's faith, Red didn't let Lu down this time, and the filming continued with renewed energy. From that moment on, a rekindled bond blossomed between Lu and his daughter. Every day, Lu threw himself into the world of stunts, risking his body for daring feats. Despite enduring ongoing humiliation from the director, Lu remained steadfast because he had debts to repay to Rice. Then, on a fateful day, while filming, a chair struck Lu's back with force, leaving him injured. In the solace of the night, Bao tenderly massaged her father. A few days later, Xu Hao and Zhu Jun returned, determined to seize Red. Unyielding, Bao pledged to challenge them in court, armed with evidence that Red belonged solely to Lu, not Wang's company. Faced with Bao's determination, Xu Hao and Zhu Jun quickly retreated, their plans foiled for the time being. In the midst of the chaotic film production, a treacherous scene loomed ahead. A daring leap across a dangerous distance in a perilous location. Consumed by worry for her father's safety and Red's well-being, Bao adamantly forbade Lu from attempting the dangerous feat. But fueled by his stubborn nature, Lu disregarded her concerns. Miraculously, against all odds, Lu and Red emerged triumphant, flawlessly executing the perilous stunt without a scratch. Under the cover of night, Lu celebrated their victory by treating his daughter to a meal by the roadside. However, before they could take a single bite, their joyful moment was shattered by the arrival of Rice and his henchmen, who sought to claim Bao as payment for the debt. Fueled by rage, Lu engaged in a fierce confrontation. Amidst the chaos, Mao, coincidentally passing by, rushed to Lu's aid. Using a clever trick, Mao frightened their adversaries by falsely claiming that the police were on their way. Seizing the opportunity, Lu and his daughter fled from the scene, escaping the clutches of their pursuers. The next evening, Lu visited Hua's parents, and they all shared a meal together. However, Bao couldn't help but feel embarrassed by her father's childish behavior, which spoiled the occasion. After the meal, she confronted Lu, expressing her disappointment at his lack of maturity in front of Hua's parents. Her words deeply hurt Lu, leaving him speechless and burdened with guilt. As Bao left, she echoed her late mother's words of caution, implying that relying on Lu had been a mistake. Lost in a haze of guilt and remorse, Lu's mind wandered the following morning as they filmed on set. The embarrassment he felt from his actions in front of Hua's parents weighed heavily on him. Unaware of his surroundings, Lu's lack of focus led to a tragic accident. Red, his loyal companion, suffered an injury that sent Lu tumbling to the ground. Recognizing the seriousness of Lu's injuries, the concerned director rushed him to the hospital. Meanwhile, Bao and Mao took it upon themselves to care for Red. While going through her father's belongings, Bao stumbled upon a cassette tape, a forgotten relic from her childhood. Curiosity got the better of her, and she decided to play it. The tape revealed a precious recording of her and Lu when she was a young child. Shortly after, Mao arrived and shared a revelation. During their last meeting, Lu had asked Mao to retrieve CCTV footage from the restaurant where they had dined together. It became clear that Lu held onto these fragments of the past, replaying the cherished memories as a way to soothe his longing. With this newfound understanding, Lu held onto a glimmer of hope that Bao would one day rekindle her affection for him. As Shimao's words resonated within her, Bao couldn't hold back her tears. The realization washed over her. Her father's love for her ran deep. Regret filled her heart as she recognized the many times she had rejected Lu's attempts to reconnect. Determined to make amends, Bao hurried to the hospital where she tearfully apologized to her father for her past behavior. She pleaded with Lu to prioritize their safety by quitting their risky stunt work as doubles, knowing it put both him and Red in danger. Touched by her sincerity, Lu accepted his daughter's plea. Upon returning from the hospital, Lu poured out his heart, revealing a painful chapter of his life to Bao. 8 years ago, he had suffered a severe injury, while attempting a dangerous helicopter jump during filming. He remained unconscious for 8 long months. During his extended absence, his company collapsed, leaving him drowning in overwhelming debt. The weight of guilt burdened Luo because he had been too ashamed to face Bao's mother, who eventually passed away. He deeply regretted the lost years since their bankruptcy. In response, Bao's voice resonated with forgiveness, granting him solace in her late mother's place. Under the cover of darkness, Luo stumbled upon Rice and his men, on the brink of seizing Red once again. Fueled by fury, Luo unleashed his anger, fiercely fighting his adversaries. Beaten and humbled, Rice now regretted the confrontation. The circumstances had changed, and Luo had managed to gather the funds to settle his debts. In a surprising twist, Luo extended an unexpected offer to Rice, suggesting that he abandon his life as a loan shark. Furthermore, Luo proposed to train Rice in Kung Fu, hoping to guide him toward a better path. However, when faced with the idea of training alongside Red, Rice's fear overcame him, and he fled in panic, leaving behind the money he had received. As the sun rose on a new day, Luo received an unexpected visit from his dear friend, the renowned actor Yuan Wei. Their reunion went beyond a friendly encounter, as Yuan Wei arrived with an award for Luo and an invitation to star alongside him in a film. Initially hesitant, Luo had promised his daughter that he would leave the world of movies behind. However, when Yuan Wei assured Luo that he would have a leading role instead of a supporting one, he couldn't resist the offer and accepted on the spot. That night, Bao dropped a bombshell revelation. She declared that Red and its parent actually belonged to Wang personally, not his company, which meant that the capital company had no rightful claim over Red. Wang had bought Red and the brood with his own money. Overwhelmed with relief, Luo celebrated the news, knowing that he wouldn't lose his beloved Red. Excitedly, he shared the movie offer, but Bao's anger greeted him instead. She was disappointed in her father's broken promise and abruptly left. In the morning, Luo met with Yuan Wei and the director, who informed him of the first scene, a daring leap over a flight of stairs. However, as filming began, guilt ate at Luo's conscience because he had broken his promise to his daughter. Overwhelmed with remorse, Luo lost focus and fell from his course. Realizing the wisdom in his daughter's concerns for their safety, Luo made the tough decision to step away from the film. Surprisingly, both Yuan Wei and the director understood Luo's choice and harbored no anger towards him. When Luo returned from the set, his daughter embraced him with open arms. In that moment, Bao's heart swelled with joy, knowing that her father had prioritized their well-being over the temptation of working with Yuan Wei. Armed with compelling evidence, Hua and Bao presented their case regarding Red to the court. Victory seemed within reach, as Red clearly belonged to Luo. However, faced with Shu Hao's bullying tactics, Luo, unfamiliar with legal complexities, hastily withdrew the case, leaving Bao disheartened. Seeing her father's tears, Bao reluctantly accepted his decision. As a result, Red slipped from their grasp, falling into the hands of the capital company. With a heavy heart, Luo decided to deliver Red to Yixin, the company's leader. Tearfully, he pleaded with Red to never forget the person who had cared for him since his early days. With a heavy heart, Luo reluctantly handed Red over to Yixin's care. Tearfully, he implored Yixin to ensure Red's safety and well-being. Overwhelmed with sorrow, Luo turned away and made his way to the waiting car. However, as he left, Red refused to accept their separation. Desperate to be reunited with Luo, Red persistently followed, even as they stumbled and fell. Unable to bear the sight of Red's struggle, Luo commanded Hua to stop the car. Getting out of the vehicle, still overcome with emotion, Luo tearfully urged Red to return to Yixin's custody. Since parting with Red, Luo had been consumed by loneliness, lost in daydreams and longing. Meanwhile, Bao's love for her father grew stronger, and she couldn't bear to see him separated from Red. She bravely approached Yixin, pleading for Red's return, highlighting the sacrifices her father had made throughout his life to care for the beloved horse. However, Yixin remained silent, offering no response. The next morning, as Luo woke up from his sleep, he discovered Red standing before him once again. Overwhelmed with joy, Luo tightly embraced Red. It turned out that He-Shin had indeed returned Red. Witnessing this, Bao, who had just arrived, expressed her gratitude to He-Shin for granting her request. However, He-Shin clarified that Red was returned not because of Bao's appeal, but because Red refused to eat while in his possession, risking the horse's life. With He-Shin gone, Bao and Hua rushed to Luo, their hearts filled with happiness. In a moment of pure joy, they embraced tightly, celebrating the reunion of Red with Luo. The moral lesson from Luo and Red's story teaches us about the power of love, perseverance, and forgiveness. It shows that love can fuel our determination and give us strength to overcome challenges.